watching the nightly news. Don't seem to find the rhythm, just wanna sing the blues. Feels like a song that never stops. Feels like it's never gonna. Gotta get that fire back in my bones before my heart turns into stone. So when somebody please pass the megaphone, I'll shout it on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hear my prayer tonight, I'm singing to the sky. Give me strength to raise my voice, let me testify. Oh, hear my prayer tonight, 'cause this is do or die. The time has come to make a choice, and I choose. Let it move you, let it move, let it move you. Yeah, I choose. Let it move you, let it move, let it move you.
Scholars, moms and dads, family members. So yesterday's news was not the best. We're not real excited about the fact that we don't get to come back to school. However, we have 5 weeks of school left. So we want to encourage you to finish your content strong. We have a staff meeting on Friday. We're going to talk about some things, put out some incentives for you, but we really want you to finish strong. So that means more Zoom meetings, more Doc and Donaldson showing up at your house. We did not go today.
No.
We had planned.
It's way too cold and wet.
And it's raining.
Yeah. No.
It is so cold. And we're freezing in the building anyway. But we decided not to go today. So tomorrow, if the weather's decent, maybe we'll visit a couple places. So be on the lookout for Dr. Donaldson. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that, the disappointment that everybody's feeling. Because, well, there's a lot of disappointment. And it just seems to us like one day you think you're going to be okay, and the next day there's more disappointment. I talk to you about brain growth and brain learning and all of that all the time. There's a portion of your brain, and there's a place that you put yourself in that's called survival mode. And then there's a place that your brain goes to that's called the learning mode. They're two different places. And I think for a while, especially that first week of this being sprung on us, that we had to stay home and teach and stay home and learn, we were kind of in survival mode. Like, how do we do this? I don't even know how to do this. Like, trying to get on my classes and making sure everybody's got what they need. And attendance is like still a nightmare. And the things that we're trying to get done, survival, right? And then we had a couple of weeks, we took spring break. And I watched, and there were some of you that did work over spring break because you were trying to catch up. Now we're back after spring break. Next week we've got 5 weeks. So we've got 5 weeks and 3 days or 2 days of school where we need to be completing our coursework and staying on task, getting things done, handing them in. 5 weeks. It's a long time. So we need to move out of survival mode, and there are ways that you can do that. You can put yourself in a learning stance where you're able to actually gain knowledge from what it is you're going through in a couple of different ways. And one of them, I hope we've been training you in all year. For those of you that have been here 2 years, it's called Scholé. When we journal, it gives us an opportunity to not only release those endorphins in our brain, but to feel like we've gotten off our shoulders the weight that we're carrying. Journaling is an outlet for you to say the things you need to say. And if you don't prepare yourself that way, you can't get to the learning section of the brain. It's too hard for you to learn and take in new content when you're struggling with the fact that you hate online learning, or you are, crawling up the wall because your 3 younger siblings won't leave you alone for 5 minutes. You've got to be able to get those feelings out and put them somewhere. So I am going to ask you, you've got the Scholé question that your teachers are putting out there for you, the mentors, and they're great. And I watch you when they come in the mornings. And I watch who answers them. But above and beyond that, you need to be writing on your own because everybody's in a different situation. We are all struggling with different things. And our struggles are real. Our grieving right now for everything that we're going through is real. And I think that we need to employ the things that are important to us as families. If it's, your morning constitution or a devotional or time that you spend around the kitchen table in the morning talking about how you feel, those things are really important, and you need to be employing them so that you can move into your learning brain space. The way that you'll know that you're in your learning brain is when you're able to grasp content, you're able to participate in a discussion, you're able to think deeply about what it is you're learning. That's how you know you're in your learning brain. And if you're not in your learning brain and you're frustrated and you're angry, I see it and I hear it. It comes out in your responses, in your streams. Some of you need an attitude adjustment. And you know what? We do too. I'm not slapping her. She's not slapping me. But we can look at each other and go, okay, come on. You need to pick yourself up. You need to get out of your ditch. You need to get out of the pit. Let's move forward. Knowing this, that no matter what happens with Capstone Classical Academy, no matter what happens at the end of this school year, we will all be better people. And the reason we know that is because we're all dying to see each other. And some of you are emailing me and saying, you can't wait to get back here, and you were the ones that were complaining about so-and-so in the room that was driving you nuts, right? So, kind of like the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, grab hold of the situation you have right now, make the best of it, and be a better person when you come out on the other side. Enjoy your opportunities to be with other people. Engage in conversation with other people. And if you're really introverted, I know some of you are, but if you're like me and Mrs. Nelson and some others who are very extroverted, it's really, really hard, right? Like if you're an introvert, you just want to go hide in your room and read a book, you're good. But us extroverts are starving for human relationship. And it's really hard, even over Zoom, to get the fulfillment that you would have in a conversation if you were sitting next to each other. We get that. We understand that. It's okay. However, every day we're journaling and writing those things down so that then we can move into a space where we can actually get something done. I'm encouraging you to do that. The other way you can do, the other thing you can do to get yourself into a learning space in your brain is to converse. That's what Communis is about. This Friday, there's no formal schooling going on. However, I am asking you to get in your Communis group. So we have two Communis groups. We have seniors at 8:30 in the morning, and then we have Mr. Shepherd's group. We have you at 12:30. We expect you to get on, and we need to be able to see your face. We need to be able to talk to you and commune with you. So I'm expecting you to do that on Friday, please. And then those of you that are really behind, you can spend some time Friday catching up, okay? Your mentors will be in professional development. We'll be catching up on grading and doing some other things. But there's no formal school happening on Friday except for your Communis group. One of the ways, though, you get yourself into a learning space in your brain is by talking to somebody. We know that once words are out, they're out. And then they're not at the top of your brain anymore. Like when I came back from Washington, D.C., there were a whole bunch of people asking me, what happened, how'd it go? And I specifically waited till I could get them all in one place at one time and talk to them about it. Because once the words are out, then you've said it. And then it's not as even powerful anymore. So it's important that you get those words out. Have a conversation with your parents. Have a conversation with some other scholars. Get on a Zoom early in the morning and talk to each other while you eat your breakfast. And say what you need to say. And it's okay if you're frustrated. We all are. We all are grieving. We all are going through all of our emotions at the same time. And yet, we're continuing to fight. We're continuing to stand up for what's right. We're continuing to do our work on our content. We're continuing to deliver education. This isn't easy for anybody, you guys. But you know what? We're Cavaliers and we've never taken the easy route anyway. Everything we've done has been hard. We do hard things because when you succeed at something that's hard, the payback is much more. It's fulfillment because you worked so hard to get there. So try to either write or speak, engage in conversation, engage in journaling, so that you can get out of your survival brain and move into your learning brain and be able to function in your classes and finish strong this year. You want to gain as much as you possibly can between now and May 22nd. I'm getting emails about picking up your things and emptying out your lockers and all of this stuff, right? Like, just because yesterday. So, first of all, we'll put a schedule together. That's not going to happen until the end of May. Because I have to wait and see how the governor is going to allow us to have you in the building. Or if I have to do it all and put it on the sidewalk, like I'll lose my mind if I have to do it all. But until I have guidance on that, please don't be emailing me and asking me to come empty your locker. Yearbooks, you can still buy the yearbook. Please get on the website and buy the yearbook, because now it's even more important. The whole fourth quarter, we're putting pictures in there that you're sending us. So some of you, not many, send us some pictures of what you were doing over spring break. And those are going in there. There's a whole COVID section of this yearbook that you're going to want to share with your grandchildren someday. And you know, there's real significance in a story. I journaled everything that happened on 9/11 for months afterwards. I lived in New York, so it was really raw for us. But you know what? Someday my grandchildren are going to read it, and it's a primary source. It's a first-hand account of what happened on 9/11, and your journaling is your first-hand account of how you walked through this whole virus thing. So, and those of you that are in 6th grade, I think you studied viruses in 6th grade science. Here you go. Hope you're watching the news. But nonetheless, this is your story, and your story is very, very important. I would love to be able to include in our yearbook this year just some snippets of your Scole and your journaling. And if you want to email them to us, and you're okay with us publishing them, we'll put them in the yearbook. We don't have to put your name. We just put what you wrote, what your thoughts were, what your hurts are, what your hopes are, what you're looking forward to. And know this, at some point, the governor's going to have to say, we're done with social distancing. And as soon as that happens, you'll be getting an invitation to something somewhere where we will celebrate each other. We will acknowledge any senior that is still here, unless they're going to college somewhere or something. And we will still gather as a community and as an academy. So get your yearbook. Penelope is going to be here collecting on Friday. For those of you that are sewing masks, you can drop them off. I will put the big Tupper bin outside the door. And we would ask that you would drop them off, though, on Thursday, so that Penelope can come Friday morning and pick them up, and then she can distribute on Friday. So if you have any masks that you're sewing, would you please deliver them to the academy and put them in the bin that is outside the main doors? And then Penelope will pick up on Friday. Our little bit of help for the community. And we've had some folks contact us, the drugstores and some of the assistants at schools that are handing out lunches and things like that. They need them. So it's our little bit that we can do to help the community. Is that it?
I think so.
All right. So joy is a choice. We sing it every day. I will choose joy. And the reason joy is a choice, ladies and gentlemen, is because our circumstances stink. And if our circumstances are going to dictate the way we run our lives, we will quickly be in the pit. Joy is an inner thing. Joy is what allows us to laugh and giggle. Joy is what keeps me throwing things at the glass between our offices to get her attention. We have to run through the school and act like, I don't know.
Middle schoolers.
Yes. In order to get some joy, because it's so quiet here, we hate it. We hate being here alone, and it's sad, and it can be depressing. But unless we turn the music up loud and we rejoice, when we do that, then we can engage that inner joy. It's a choice, you guys. We have to make a choice. Make a choice and choose joy today. We love you all. Hopefully we'll see some of you tomorrow. Choose joy.
Oh, hear my prayer tonight. I'm singing to the sky. Give me strength to raise my voice. Let me testify. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. 'Cause this is do or die. The time has come to make a choice. And I choose. Let it move you. Let it move. Let it move you. Yeah, I choose. Let it move you. Let it move. Let it move you. Yeah, back when I was younger, my eyes were full of life. But now that I am older, I live at the speed of light. Feels like the cycle never stops. Feels like it's never gonna. Gotta get that fire back in my bones before my heart turns into stone. So when somebody please pass the megaphone, I'll shout it on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. I'm singing to the sky. Give me strength to raise my voice. Let me testify. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. 'Cause this is do or die. The time has come to make a choice. And I choose. Let it move you. Let it move. Let it move you. Yeah, I choose. Let it move you. Let it move. Let it move you. Though I walk through the valley in the shadow of night, oh, with you by my side, I'm stepping into the light. I choose. Let it move you. Let it move. Let it move you. Joy, 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 joy down in my heart to stay. I need that joy, 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 joy down in my heart to stay. Let it move you. Let it move. Let it move you. Let it move you. Oh, let it move. Joy, 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 joy down in my heart to stay.